Hey everybody, hope you're all well. Richard Simons here, and this is going to be just a casual vlog video really, because I'm going to be off to deliver this Tesla Model 3 to South Wales. So about a 160-mile journey, lovely warm sunny day. I can see what kind of range and efficiency I'll get from our Tesla Model 3 Performance here, the newer car with the 20-inch Uber turbine wheels. And on the way back, I'm collecting a part exchange, which is a Mini Electric. And a Mini Electric doesn't have the biggest battery in the world, range really about 100 miles, I think, but it's about a 160-mile journey. So I'm going to have to do some charging on that. So just follow me along for the day. Tesla Model 3 Performance, one way, coming back in a Mini Electric. Here we are in a lovely part of Wales, very pretty. Right, what did we get? That was obviously an easy trip for the Model 3 Performance. I covered 164 miles, used 42 kilowatt hours of energy, and I averaged 255 watt hours per mile, so very nearly 4 miles per kilowatt hour, which is pretty good. These temperatures well, it's reading 21 degrees Celsius, but these nice warm temperatures are ideal to get the best out of the battery. I used 60% of the battery, actually no, not quite, so what have we got now, 32%. I used 58% of the battery. I covered 164 miles, so that would extrapolate out to 100% to zero, would be a real world total range capable of 283 miles. Not bad. Quite consistent with what I found with the Model 3 Performances before. This is a car with 11,300 miles on it and a few months old. So easy trip for the Tesla. Now let's jump in the Mini. I can see it over there in grey, looks fantastic, so I'm really looking forward to having a go in this. In the meantime, I should have a very happy new Tesla owner over here. Speak to you in a bit. Hey, I like this. I like this a lot. I've only driven it a few miles down the valleys now and heading for the motorway, but my first impressions of this car is brilliant fun. I really like it. It's got a real sense of quality. This is a level 3, they call it Mini, so it's like the higher spec one. So that's why I've got heated leather seats and leather steering wheel, head-up display, Harman Kardon sounds, panoramic sunroof, Apple CarPlay. But it's just cool, it's funky, it's been thought out. There's some really lovely little details, these little toggle switches and the lights, little things like that. It's clearly been thought out and designed. The dash set up there, that's nice. So I look forward to getting to know the car a little bit more, which I will on this journey. But it's just a little solid little go-kart. So I love it. This is great. This is a great car. I'm looking forward to this. This should be fun. So I've got, according to this route, I've prepared my car plate, 114 miles to get home, and I've got 84 miles according to the car. I have reset all the trips and that. So I'm going to see how many miles I can, what efficiency it gets, how many miles I can get out of a charge, pro rata, all that kind of thing. And obviously I will be stopping to do a charge on the way back. But for now, before I join the motorway, I'm just going to enjoy this car. It's brilliant. So I'm sitting in some while the car charges. So what I did, there was a short sort of cross-country route, if you know the area, from kind of Bristol area down to the Bournemouth area. You can kind of go across country, but I wanted to kind of do some more miles in this car, so I've done the longer route along the M4 down the A34, and I've just stopped at Tots Hill Services, and the Mini's behind me charging up happily there. So the reason I've done this is so I can do quite a few miles and arrive to a location with quite a low state of battery, so I can get a real feel for kind of efficiency and how far you can go on a battery. And this is also quite a good site. There's 4 Shell Recharge, and there's a couple of Instavolt over there, and considering it's kind of rush hour, I thought it's worth picking somewhere with multiple bays. And in fact, I was the only car when I pulled up here 5 minutes ago, and 2 others just pulled in, an I-Pace and an Audi e-tron. So what does a Mini get for efficiency? Well, it's pretty good. So you can make it do about 5 miles per kilowatt hour. On that trip there, I've just done 103 miles non-stop, and I averaged 4.9 miles per kilowatt hour in the end. Now what I found I could do is, it makes quite a big difference if you're doing 70 or 70 officer, the efficiency is lower, but literally like by about 2 or 3 miles an hour less, so say 67 miles an hour, that made quite a big difference on efficiency. So considering I was kind of stretching the legs for quite a long section here, I was a bit sensible for a lot of it, and then I realised I had plenty of range left and was just travelling at the speed limit. So I've quite happily covered 103 miles. But what have I got left here? Oh, I was thinking I was going to get here with just a couple of miles of range, but I ended up arriving with 14% of the battery still. I remember I left with 85% of the battery by the time I reset the trip meter, so 103 miles, 85%. Let's pro-rata all that out. That would be about 145 mile range. So that's driven sensibly on the motorway. So some of it was about 67 miles an hour, and then I picked it up to 70. It is a lovely warm day, and I'm happily sitting outside at the chargers, and I'll just grab a coffee in a second. So I think that's pretty good. You know, if you're doing lots of motorway journeys every day, then it's probably not the car for you, but you probably wouldn't buy a Mini in the first place, would you? So it's very good. It's charging now. Let's see what we get. So this car's got about a 33 kilowatt hour gross battery, about probably 28, 29 kilowatt hours usable. Doesn't have the most rapid charging speed, so we've got 43 kilowatt, but remember, it is efficient. So the miles it's adding is actually reasonable. So you can see I've just been charging for 5 minutes. I've gone from 14% to 25%. So let's see how long it takes to charge up. Enough to get home basically now. In the meantime, I should enjoy some sunshine. It's just over 60 miles to get home, so anything over 50%, I'm good. And I'm already at 58% after 18 minutes. So yeah, that's it. That's me off. Stop the charge. Let's go. Okay, back, and what do I think of this Mini? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So 165 mile journey, no problem at all. Quick stop off for a toilet or coffee or something like that. But I remember I didn't leave fully charged, so so it was easy. It actually, although it doesn't have a peak charging speed, because it's quite efficient, it does add a reasonable number of miles per hour in that sort of sense. So my average dropped to 4.7 miles per kilowatt hour there on that last bit of journey because I wasn't hanging around. But it's been a pleasure to be in, actually. You know, a small car that's still competent on the motorway, lovely quality feel about it, some really nice sort of design details. Wireless CarPlay was fine. The sound system is excellent. I was listening to my music really loud on the way back, and it was excellent. Remember, it's got a Harman Kardon upgrade, and it's level 3 Mini. It's just been a pleasure. Really nice. A little bit more cabin noise from kind of road roar than you get with some luxury cars like Taycans and BMW i4s and Tesla Model S's and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, a city car that's also brilliant on the motorway. I wouldn't hesitate to take us on a long journey as well, to be honest. It's fine, you know, you just got to calculate that smaller battery gives you, what, 140 mile range, maybe 100 if you're wet and it's cold weather and stuff like that. So yeah, you're gonna, you know, there's a bit more stoppage time than other stuff, but I think most of the buy these are primarily going to be doing a school run, shopping, commuting, stuff like that. And for that, it's an efficient car. Doesn't use much electricity. Electricity is expensive, so it keeps the cost down, and it's just a pleasure to own. Really nice thing. So I look forward to maybe trying to drive this for a couple more days and perhaps doing another kind of overall kind of review video on this, even tomorrow morning. I'm going to go and do a school run in it, so I'll see what my daughter thinks of it as well. So stay subscribed. Probably be another video on this car coming soon, but thank you for watching this one. That's been interesting, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Just a little extra comment. It's the next morning now, and I've done the school run and my commute to work, and on that I averaged 5.2 miles per kilowatt hour. So yeah, more than on the motorway, which is usually the case because you've got the drag on the motorway. So this is an efficient EV. This is like a car that does, you know, 70 miles per gallon. It's pretty good. So that wraps up the Mini for this one, but we'll see you in the next video soon.